The Ascent. Is it worth a buy? Let's read the words of the developer. The Ascent is a solo and co-op action shooter RPG set in a cyberpunk world. The mega corporation that owns you and everyone, the Ascent Group, has just collapsed. Can you survive without it? Graphically, it ran fine in DirectX 11, but there was quite a few frame drops happening with DirectX 12, so I played it in DirectX 11, so all this footage you're going to see is DirectX 11. There's a few things you can alter, not a lot, nothing worth showing. There's about 6 different things you can alter to get the game to run a little bit smoother if you want. I thought the graphics of the actual game looked great, but the graphics in the cutscenes don't. It's the characters, they kind of look rubbery. They kind of look like they've got latex masks on, which was a bit of a shame. Story-wise as well, it was a bit naff. I didn't really get into the story, and in fact, after about 4 hours, I was just skipping the dialogue. It bored me really. There was nothing enthralling. I think it's because I never really attached to the characters in the game, so I wasn't really bothered. You've got to have really strong characters if you want a really good story in a video game, and this just didn't. The voiceovers were a bit naff. Some of them are good, but some of them are a bit naff. Which brings us on to the sound. The sounds in the game are just brilliant. Absolutely. The weapon sounds, they're up there with the best of them. It's absolutely, you're just sticking your lips out all the time you're firing, whether you're firing an energy weapon, a rocket launcher, or a machine gun or an assault rifle. The sounds that they've got is brilliant. And the whole combat and gunplay of this game is excellent. Some of it isn't, which I'll come to in a minute, but generally speaking, most battles that on a flat surface, are brilliant. You hear the thwack as the bullets hit the enemy, the reel from the blasts of explosions. There's barrels that you can hit, there's grenades you can throw, there's all kinds of stuff you can augment yourself with to take down the enemy. But guys, you'll not want to use many of them, you'll just want to use the guns because they sound so damn good. Now, I did say some of the gunplay is a bit dodgy, and it's simply the way that the game is designed. You've got 2 modes of shooting, normal and raised. So you can raise your gun above your head. It's so you can crouch behind barricades and raise your gun above the barricades and shoot them. They can't hit you, but you can hit them. It's an absolutely essential tactic when you're playing this game. The problem that poses is when people are on flights of stairs. Namely, you were on it when you were on a flight of stairs, and some people are running toward you. Kind of hit them. It's very frustrating, the stairs combat in this. I just avoided combat on stairs, basically. Now, control-wise, I used the keyboard and mouse all the way through this, and it was absolutely fine with a keyboard and mouse. Unfortunately, though, you can't rebind all your keys. Some are hard-bound. It's very sloppy, the way they've integrated the keybind systems. I don't know why developers are so shit at actually programming key rebinds now on the PC. I don't know whether it's just incompetence or laziness, but I'm just finding that there'll be some keys missing and you just can't rebind. I tried to rebind Y to the use key. Nah, sorry, not going to let you do that. So what I had to do was use my Tartarus V2, and so it emulated WASD. Mouse is the way to go. You can just turn so fast and accurately just hit the enemies as they're coming towards you. And when you've got your weapons leveled up and you're just fighting shit tons of enemies, it's so much damn fun, guys. When they're just running at you from all angles and you just blast in the faces, then you run behind, you do a bit of a roll, rolling around the floor like a prick, but then you get behind barricade, you crouch, and then you're just firing over the barricade. It's just, honestly, no problems at all other than the keybind systems with the keyboard and mouse. Easily the best way to play. I couldn't imagine the controller being anywhere near as accurate. In fact, well, it isn't, is it? So yeah, if you have a keyboard and mouse and you don't mind using WASD, I highly. So as your characters, you go around the maps, there's different missions, there's main quests and side quests, and there's bounties as well for harder to kill mobs, and you can hand them in at some of the brilliant, awesome buildings that's in this game. Namely the bars, you go in there and you hand in your bounties. But there's all kinds of different things. There's an armor shop where you can buy and sell armor. There's a weapons shop where you can buy and sell your weapons. There's an upgrade shop for your weapons. There's an upgrade shop for yourself. And there's a tactical shop where you can buy new things for your tactical loadouts, such as different types of grenades. But your augments are really, really good in this. There's this like surgeon, a bit like in Cyberpunk, where you can go in and you can get yourself all augmented. It doesn't start happening till probably about halfway through the game. I mean, you get an early one. I think you get one to start with, this punch, but you get way better ones than that as you're getting through the game. You also, very importantly, need to put skill points in. Now, they're not skill points, you're like run-of-the-mill perks. These are like RPG kind of skill points. They are like accuracy, they are health, they are weapon proficiency, and things like that. Balance, so that you can have a bit of control over whether you get stunned, whether you get hit, how long it takes you to reload your weapon, how many health points you've got. Every time you level up, you'll get a few points to spend in here, and it's imperative that you do, because if you go into a battle and you're not very well equipped, you'll just get wrecked. This game could be brutal. Sometimes I've been under-equipped for the mission that I've been on, and they've just wasted me. But I learned that lesson quick. And you've also got to learn the lesson that the right weapon for the right job. Certain enemies are more susceptible to ballistics. Machines are more susceptible to energy. So it's very important that you have one of each weapon equipped. And it's ultra important that you upgrade your weapons. And you do feel the difference, which I love in this game. You really feel the difference when you actually have an upgraded weapon other than a standard weapon. It's not all good though, guys. There's some really annoying things in this game. I'm constantly getting snagged, especially when rolling on just scenery. And it's cost me my life a couple of times. I've been killed purely because I tried to roll out the way, but I didn't notice that bit of hose pipe just blending in so well next to the fence, and I got snagged on it, and then you're just getting mobbed, because when you're getting further into the game, it does ramp up a bit and you're fighting shit tons of mobs. They come out of everywhere. The whole place just looks nice and peaceful. Then all of a sudden they're crawling over barriers, coming out of doors. Sometimes, annoyingly, they just appear in front of you, which sucks. I didn't like that. That ruined the immersion a bit. But most of the time you don't see that happening, and they just come at you from all over the place. And the fights, I still haven't got bored of the fights, guys, in this. I haven't. And what makes it good is in a lot of areas, not all areas, because there's different areas where there's population and some where there's just not. But when there's population around, they're running for cover and you don't care. You just open up with your fucking huge gun, and any innocents are in the way. You don't care.
Who gives the give us a big fucking gun, the big fucking gun, a big pile of elephant dung. Who gives the give us a big fucking gun, the big fucking gun, give us a big pile of elephant dung.
If there's 3 or 4 civilians in front of the bad guy, you don't care. You'll just mow down the 3 civilians. Bam. It's just great. I love killing civilians. You can't see it. But like I said, it has its good points, it has its bad points. I wish I could have played it in co-op. Maybe I will get a chance to do that in the coming weeks. But I'm going to have to end it there, guys. I like it. I really do like it. I'm going to give this a 7. I think it's a decent 7 out of 10, this game. For some, it may be a little bit too repetitive, but I didn't find it that. I just loved the weapons. I really did. It needs a bit of polish, especially in the keybind section. And the stairs shooting thing is a bit annoying. But other than that, it's an alright game.